So,
But I can leave it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I realize they didn't play last night, but how about them Cowboys? We just clinched a playoff berth before Christmas. Merry Christmas to us. And Merry Christmas to you, Shannon.
I want you to keep that energy.
You're going to have a really unhappy New Year.
Hold on. 3 weeks. I want you to keep that same energy in about 3 weeks, okay? I want that same energy now.
Yeah, I got it. You know what? My energy is going to skyrocket towards SoFi. That's what it's going to skyrocket towards.
See, it was going to be a Merry Christmas, and now you just ruined Christmas.
It was going to be. That is a big smile on Skip's face this morning.
See him going right there.
Right there?
Right where?
Yeah, you're.
Oh, well, we're here in L.A., so you got them going all the way to SoFi. Interesting. Thank you.
You clinched the playoff spot.
Yes, we did.
Which means you're probably going to win the division on Sunday.
We almost certainly are.
Okay, now look at you, almost certain. You're one and done. You know that.
I don't know that.
You do know that.
You know what? In your heart of hearts, you're lying to yourself.
No.
I know you know.
No. What you know, you're one and done, but you and everybody else, Dak's going to come around. Dak's going to do this. We're going to talk about this a little later. But I'm just basing it on what I've seen. What I've seen through Dak Prescott's history is he's done this. 17, 18, 19, he got injured, but he wasn't playing particularly well, Skip. He's having to do heroics just to get his team back in the ball game, and they lost a couple of those ball games. Look, I get it. I believe the offense is overvalued. Your 3 top receivers have not lived up to the billing that you in Pro Football Focus said. If I'm not mistaken, they were either 1 or the 2 rated receivers in all of football.
Correct.
Have they looked like that this year? You're going to say, well, at time, CD, we just did a topic on CD the other day about all them drops he got. And he hasn't lived up to what Skip Bayless had believed he was going to be thus far, which is better than Justin Jefferson. That hadn't been the case. Amari, what am I supposed to do with 2 for 28? I'm supposed to do something with that?
Okay, but those were road Amaris, right? At least I got a home playoff game coming. I think we got to clinch these.
I don't know if you noticed the last couple of home games, he hadn't been very good either.
Well, I told you CD was going to take over as the number one, and he has.
No, he hasn't.
It might be CD, Gallup number 2, Amari number 3, and I'll take that because that means our 3 is better than a lot of 1s.
Well, but your 1 is not better than a lot of 1s. But back to my originally scheduled program. Your offensive line, Skip, look. Tyron Smith made the Pro Bowl, but he's been in and out of the lineup. He's been nicked. I don't know if he's going to play on Sunday. He might play, might not. Your best offensive lineman has been very good. That's Zach Martin. But your most important one, you know that, is that left tackle. And if he gets nicked, and if he plays like he's been playing, because he played 1 game and then he's going to be out at some point in time to that game, he's going to miss the next game. You guys are done. You don't run the football. The first 5 weeks, you love your running team. Oh, we running the football. We number 2. We number this in rushing the football. You haven't been able to run the football like you did the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season since. You know that. I know that. Look at Zeke. That's the old Zeke. Man, Zeke had 40-something yards on 13, 14 carries, and you talking about that's the old Zeke. Average 2.6 yards a carry outside of that 13-yard TD run. Yes, Tony Pollard can give you a few splash plays, but you're not going to get it. Your defense has been outstanding. Your defense has been better than I thought they would be, but you've been feasting on those turnovers. The guys that you play in the playoffs, they don't turn it over like that, especially that guy up in Lambeau, MVP, and the other guy down in he started turning over late, but come playoff time, he don't normally turn it over. You're 1 and done, Skip. I want you to enjoy this moment. I want you to enjoy this Christmas because you got an early gift. The 49ers and Jimmy G, I'm mad at him, laid an egg last night because they had a golden opportunity and they should have put the nail in the coffin early in that ball game. You know that, I know that. But leave it to Jimmy G to do what he does.
Yep.
But you're 1 and done.
Somebody who's in the Hall of Fame kept telling me over the last couple of weeks, beware of the 49ers. Here they come. They might just wind up in Dallas for that first playoff game.
They still might.
Good. Bring them on. I want me some of Jimmy G.
You don't want none of Debo. You saw what Debo doing.
Debo is a force. I will give you that. So is CeeDee Lamb. I think CD equals Debo.
No.
Yes, sir.
He can't do it,
yes, sir. Is it finally my
turn?
turn?
Go over there and gloat. I know you want to gloat.
It is my turn because this is my day to say what I believe about my Dallas Cowboys. Merry Christmas to us. I believe that my team, as I am filled with the Christmas spirit, I believe that my team will win at least 2 playoff games.
What?
1 home, 1 away. I like my team away more than I like them even at home. I will not at all be shocked if this team wins 3 playoff games to get to the game out here in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium. You and I will be there in the front row.
No.
Yes.
I'm not going anywhere with you.
We will be joined at the hip that whole week as we in Cowboy Nation celebrate your demise. That is upcoming. Stay tuned. What did I tell you about this team starting in training camp? I first guessed it. There's just something about this team. Something different. Yeah. Dare I go all the way to something special? We haven't seen special yet, but exactly. I think special has high potential in the next few weeks. And if they reach their potential, you're going to be in big trouble, because I don't see any team in this league right now have the firepower on both sides of the ball, which, when manifested, if they both hit on all cylinders on the same day or days, as in playoff days, you're in big trouble, because it's there right before your very eyes.
I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly before you go any further. You're saying if the Cowboys played their best football and the Packers, the Bucks, and the Rams played their best football on the exact same day at the exact same time, and they're playing each other, you believe your team is better, your team, the Cowboys, are better than the Bucks, Rams, and Packers if everybody plays their best?
That's what I just said.
You out your mind.
What did you see on opening Thursday night at GOAT?
A loss.
I saw a loss because the GOAT had to GOAT it. In the last 124, it required another 60-yard game-winning field goal walk-off drive.
Think about this. They gave you 4 turnovers, and they still beat you.
That's Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. They're coming off defending their championship at home on solo stage Thursday night. And I sat back in awe of my team, and I came right in here the next day, and I said, Shannon Sharpe, that's a moral victory. If ever there was such a thing in professional sports, that was one, because my team announced its presence against the greatest player who ever played in your sport. And you saw it right before your very eyes, because they had every chance to win. And Dak drove them 70 yards for what looked like could be the game-winning field goal. Unfortunately, he left 1 minute and 24 seconds for that guy. So my point is this. I'm seeing something different in swagger. When my team walks on the football field, they look different to me than they've looked, dare I say, since the 90s. Since the 90s dynasty, I have not seen such swagger from my team, especially on defense. And I'm just about ready to make the case that my defense, because of one man and one man only, is going to be, before this is all said and done this season, is going to be even better on defense than the 1992 Cowboys or the 1993 Cowboys, both of which won the Super Bowl. If you go back and look hard at those defenses and you look at what this defense can do, I think edge to this year's defense over those two. I can't go to 95 because, you know, one of your closest friends happened to come from San Francisco over to Dallas after he had helped San Francisco get over the top against Dallas. Your man, Deion Sanders, said, thank you, Jerry. I'll take your whatever it was, $1 billion. It was a lot of money for that time. Did they overpay him? Nope, they did not, because he became the catalyst, the reason, the difference maker for the 95 Cowboys to get back over the top on the 49ers and win that Super Bowl. So I don't have a Deion. I got a Trevon, but I don't have a Deion because nobody's ever had a Deion. So I'll give you that one. But look at 92 and 93. You can say, well, those offenses won. Okay, I'll give you that. They were really good really good. Better than this team clearly is on offense, but not on defense. We are tied for the NFL lead in takeaways. That works in the postseason. You know it, and I know it, okay? It's contagious, and we've gone 3 straight games with 4 turnovers created. Wow, we are #1 in the league in interceptions. It's contagious. I love Trevon Diggs, and all of a sudden, he's starting to rub off on everybody else, from Jordan Lewis to Anthony Brown to Malik Hooker.
But you're getting turnovers, but what are you also doing on offense? Okay,
well, I'm about to get there, but I got to finish on defense, because I give it up to you. You saw it coming before I did, but 11 fell right out of heaven, right into our laps. I don't think Jerry saw it. I don't think Mike McCarthy, please drop the mic and get out of the way, McCarthy. I don't think any of them really saw what was about to happen because they wanted a corner. I badly wanted Patrick Surtain, and he should have made the Pro Bowl for your Denver Broncos. He's a stud. He's going to be a stud for 15 years in this league. But he ain't no Micah.
No.
Micah Parsons has changed the way they play defense because they look around on the first snap of the game and they think, we got that guy, and they don't. He is changing everything on defense, even though he is being criminally underutilized. Now, I'm going to throw that stat at you again I threw out yesterday. He's played 791 snaps. Only 267 times has he been allowed to rush the passer. Okay. He's the inside linebacker by position.
But Skip, if you average it out...
By the way, that's 34% of the snaps he's rushed the passer. But 34%?
Those 791, those are all the snaps. So those are running everything.
I got it.
But he's still rushing 20 times a game.
Okay, I get you, but he's not rushing the way Lawrence Taylor used to rush the passer. And by the way, when I look hard at Defensive Player of the Year, not Rookie of the Year, I'm still thinking, I'm hanging in, that you could give an edge to Micah, not statistically, but in overall value impact.
No, I think TJ, because they haven't won a game when he doesn't play.
Okay, but I get it. He's got a shot at that Michael Strahan sack record, 22 and a half sacks. What are he, 5 short? Okay. Are they going to make the playoffs? It's a long shot, maybe. And then we go to Myles Garrett. Yeah, he's a force. I give you that. Are they going to make the playoffs? No, they're not going to make the playoffs. They had their shot the other day, and then you know what happened.
Against the Raiders, yeah.
Okay, so my point is, in overall impact, even if you want to throw in covering wide receivers downfield, this kid changes everything because they don't see him coming. They don't know where he's going to line up. He might line up over the center of the guard in one of the A-gaps, or he might rush off the edge. Right. Changes everything. He makes DeMarcus Lawrence a force. He makes Randy Gregory a force. He makes
Dorrance Armstrong and Gallimore.
All of them. They're feeding off this guy. So when I have the best pass rush in pro football, that's a winning formula, man. But you have to back it up with the other side of the ball. And I can't believe I'm even saying this right now because on opening Thursday night, I thought the offensive side of the ball was all that I had. Okay, here are my saving grace stats for you, Mr. Sharpe. I want you to please explain your way out of these two statistics. As we speak, through 14 games, the Dallas Cowboys offense is #1 in the NFL in yards gained. #1. So how do you justify that? How do you poke holes in it? How do you deflate that? How do you explain it away? Because you can't. They're #2 in points scored. You can't defeat that because that should say best pass rush, defense that's starting to be brought to a boil, plus #1 in yards gained and #2 in points scored. You would say that's a Super Bowl team. Am I right?
I would say that, but I've looked at the last 7 games and I've watched your quarterback, and you're telling me your quarterback has played Super Bowl caliber football? What that tells me about the points scored is that your defense is doing a great job of taking the ball away, either getting the ball into the end zone themselves or giving your offense short fields. So therefore, your guys are scoring. But when it comes to Dak having to drive the football, you've seen over the last 2 months, he has been bad. And I'm being nice. He's been bad. There have been 2 occasions when they're trying to run out the game, and he's turned the ball over and put his teams back in harm's way. That's undeniable. You and others are under the assumption that he can flip the switch. He's never been able to flip the switch. What makes you think he can do it now?
He has been able to flip the switch.
When?
He's had stretches in his career of, dare I say, greatness, red-hot greatness, where he'll go on a run, and I start hearing MVP talk. I heard it early this year. I heard it early last year. He is highly capable. And I do not think he is a classic Jimmy G choke artist. When the lights get brightest, he actually rises highest.
You do realize Jimmy G has gone someplace that Dak has never gone. The Super Bowl, right?
I don't know how he got there.
Yeah, you do know how he got there.
What happened? What happened in the fourth quarter? They had him dead to rights. It's 20-10 San Francisco.
Would you love to be in that situation?
Mahomes, those 2 straight picks, your homeboy. Really?
Would you like to be in that situation in the fourth quarter with a chance to? Okay, then. So Jimmy G's been there.
Okay.
Your guy hasn't.
If you got my Dallas Cowboys to the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl and put the ball in #4's hand, Dak Prescott, we're winning.
You're losing.
We're winning. Every time he's been in the biggest
You're not getting
games,
there, so.
Okay, starting with rookie year against Aaron Bleepin Rodgers at Jerry World. The defense no-showed because they'd had 2 weeks off. They weren't ready for the onslaught, and they fall behind 21-3. And Dak said, I got you. Got your back. And here he came, and he brought him all the way back to 31-all by throwing for 305 and 3 touchdowns. That's a rookie doing that against Aaron Rodgers. He
might have been his best game.
Okay, he went head-to-head with Russell Wilson at his peak, when Russell Wilson was arguably the best quarterback in pro football, in a playoff game at home, and out-dueled Russell Wilson, and they won 24-22.
He outran him. Stop. It ain't no duel.
Okay, well, does it count if the quarterback runs with the ball? Does it count?
Yeah, it counts.
Yes, it does. Okay, thank you.
Okay, then what happened the next week?
Okay, the next week, he outplayed Jared Goff. But go look at the QBR. Go look at the QBR for Dallas at Rams out here in Southern California at the Coliseum.
No, I just looked at the score. I didn't have a chance. They didn't put the QBR.
The score was 30-22, and Dak was...
Who had 30?
Dak was heating up and just needed to get the ball back. They would have had to go for 2 to force overtime, and somehow Jared Goff gets loose on 3rd and forever and runs for a first down that killed the clock. Way to go. It wasn't Dak's fault.
Yeah. Why can't... See, this is the thing I have a problem with you. You can't enjoy... You can't let me enjoy and let others enjoy. Okay, the Cowboys made the playoff. You got to go way over to the moon. Why you just can't stand on the ground and look at the stars?
I love this team. I loved it from the start. It feels better to me than it's felt since 1995. That's a long time.
Did you love them when they played the Broncos?
Nope, I did not.
What about on Thanksgiving?
I did not.
You hadn't got over that yet.
Okay. But yet, when you talk about that, I'm looking at their point spreads. Would you believe that against the line, Dallas this year is 11-3, tied with Green Bay for covering the spread.
Tied with who?
11-3.
Y'all don't want to see him.
Okay, well, that's fine. But I'm saying we're tied with him in covering the spread. So whatever the odds makers say, and usually they tilt it a little against Dallas because the betting public loves Dallas. But the point is, tilted spreads or not, they keep covering and covering and covering. So what happened? What are the 3 losses against the point spread? They go into Denver. They're favored by 10 at home. And I told you, they just rolled those silver helmets out there on the field with the stars on the side and said, you guys, roll over and play dead for us. No, they're not going to play dead because they're a really good defensive football team. And all of a sudden, it's 30-0, and then Dak gets back on that horse and tries to ride it down the stretch. You said, take him out of the game, keep him out of the game. Yeah. And he scored 16 garbage points, but it was 30-16, but they still lost the spread, so that's 1 loss. And then they go to Kansas City, and Kansas City is favored by 2.5, and Dak has the ball 12 times and produces a grand total of 3 field goals. 3 field goals. And makes some of the worst missed throws that he's made all year, where he missed Gallup up the rail to start the game. And then he had CD deep at the end of the half that could have made it a ball game, and instead CD can't get the ball. It's intercepted, obviously, because it's woefully underthrown. And CD hits his head on the back of the turf. Whiplash, gone for the next game.
Yeah, well, reaching that dry turkey that they did on Thanksgiving.
I'm there. So they lost that spread, and then they were 7-point favorite against the Las Vegas Raiders, and they just think, we got this, we own Thanksgiving. No, they own you on Thanksgiving, and it's getting worse because you are playing turkey every year on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, when the last time y'all won on Thanksgiving?
I don't know. It's been too long, and we've had a bunch of humiliations on Thanksgiving. That's become my worst.
Going to have one in the playoffs, too.
Oh, really?
Yep, sure are.
I don't think so. So those are the only 3 spreads that we lost. So here we go against the Washington football team.
You're in a bad division.
Our arch rival, and we are, 10.5, 10-ish, depending on which site you look at, but we're right around a double-digit favorite.
Yes.
And we'll cover that. We're going to cover.
Oh, look at you talking bold now.
We're going to go 12-3. What do you think?
You bold.
What do you think?
Look at you. Oh, yeah, you stand there. Oh, we'll cover that. We'll cover that. Whichever hell you will cover.
Okay. Well, every week you pick the Cowboys to cover. You shrug and throw up your hands and say, yeah, they're going to cover.
First of all,
are they going to cover?
Yes.
Thank you.
Skip.
Thank you.
Skip, they're in the NFC East.
Okay, it doesn't matter. You
does.
Play who you play, and you beat who you beat. Unfortunately, we're not in the AFC West, or we'd be in big trouble.
You sure would be.
Those 3 losses came courtesy of your division.
Yes.
Right? Way to go. Thanks. Congratulations.
I mean, but you played the Eagles. You played the Eagles twice. You played Washington twice, and you played the Giants. Really? I think the Giants are going to be in line for a new from the ownership down.
Good for them.
It's going to be in for a total makeover.
Good.
Possible quarterback change.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts still scares me to death. I told you he would, and here he comes. And they're going to make the playoffs. Just watch. They're going to figure it out. Yep. So I'm going to leave you with a quote from your favorite author, because you are always quoting Shakespeare to me. You're always quoting Julius Caesar, the play about Caesar's assassination.
Yes.
So you know it cold. You could probably recite the whole play for us. Am I right? So
I know, Julius. Go ahead.
You remember Act 1, Scene 2? Julius Caesar himself is talking about his lieutenants, how he likes all of his lieutenants around him, his inner circle, to be fat and happy and non-threatening.
Correct.
But he looks over at his number one lieutenant, Cassius, and he says, Jan Cassius has a lean and hungry look. Such men are dangerous. You got it. Such men are dangerous. What team looks leanest and hungriest to you right now? What
Packers.
team is most dangerous? Nope, it's the Dallas Cowboys, because they haven't done this before. Packers have been fighting with Aaron Rodgers' divaness here.
And he's still doing all that.
Yeah, we know what the Packers are going to do. They'll probably get back to the NFC Championship and lose another one, because he's 1-4 in the NFC Championship games.
You know what? All that may be well and good and true, but I know who they won't lose to in the NFC Championship game, don't we? Don't we know that?
So, by the way, to finish off the Caesar story, Cassius and Brutus decided, you know what? We're done with this Caesar guy. They assassinated him.
They did.
At two Brute, Bruce stabbed him in the back.
He breastband like I can't believe
You stabbed me in the back?
He was fighting until he saw Brutus.
Yeah.
And then when Brutus did it,
Brutus stabbed him in the back and ended his life. Here come the Cowboys. They're going to stab you right in the back.
no, they're going to stab
When
you.
you least expect it, you're going to say, you Cowboys did that to me?
That's what you're going to say. I can't believe the team that I rooted for all my life has done this to me again. And I would say, Skip, I tried to warn you. I've been going through this with you for 5 years, and you will not learn. Didn't you say your mom said you had a hard head?
Yeah, did she?
Okay.
It took forever for me to come out of my mom. I was the firstborn. She said, you about killed me coming out.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
you about to kill me every day with your hard head. Yes.
All I got to say is, Hail Caesar.
Seriously.
Hail Cowboys.
Your day coming.
You guys make me feel like I need to go back to school and do some research here, because you guys blow me out of the water there. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.